Hey, how you doing, everybody? I just wanted to say a few things before I get offline. I just wanted to just say, for those who in Chicago, in our neighborhoods, the ones that's in the front line, that's doing things like Inglewood Barbie, I can go on and on about the unsung heroes, the ones who are making a difference in our community. I'm not talking to you. This is not directed towards you. Um, these are for no good politicians, the crooked politicians, the goo gutters who good at pointing fingers and talking about people and not looking to make a change, not looking to do nothing to elevate nobody. This is for you because the things that's going on in Chicago is sickening. It's enough of us that could make a difference, but some of us refuse to get involved because of the stigma that's on Chicago in general when it comes to the black male, the black woman, and rightfully so. We own whatever shoe it fits, we wear it. However, when do the politicians got to be held to a higher standard? When do the corrupt police department is going to put their feet to the fire? Who is going to make these race soldiers that come in our community, that purge, that discriminate against us, that treat us like trash, and no one says do anything about it? I'm talking about the enablers, the Uncle Toms, the sellouts, those who sit idly by or get involved, and you see these race soldiers do the things to your children, to your people, and you don't give a damn. And that's sad, but that's why a lot of people say, what they think about the police department. Because the part we talking about, we playing in Pookie and Ray Ray, we own that. We're not taking it from that. We know it's bad in Chicago, but not that bad. Not that bad where it's all these senseless shooting, children and women and old people getting shot. All the stupid stuff, going on. That's not us. That's white supremacists. That's why you can never solve those mysteries. That's why you got the largest corruption payoff in Chicago back to back of mass incarceration that's wrongfully convicted black men because of pressure of police officer who's trying to make detective and district from Lisa Madigan, state's attorney. I mean, I could go on and on. Chicago is reeking with corruption. And the reason why no one's going to say nothing about it is because of fear of retaliation and intimidation by the various foot soldiers, the Uncle Tom sellout pedestrians who sit on the sideline, look and point, and don't want to lift a finger, don't want to do nothing, always talking about people that can't do no better for themselves because of the lack of opportunity. Because they feel if they made it, you can make it. And the race soldiers know that. They know the soft targets. They know the handicapped. They know the mentally ill. They can tell you more about what's going on in our community than the average politician because they see it firsthand. Women and young children trying to get by. Terrible food and condition, terrible school setting, terrible living condition. And so how do you expect as a whole for them to get the boots off? Then you go to the school system, you find that all of this history stuff is about people that tarried and corrupted and destroyed yours. You know how disheartening that is? You got to read about some race soldier who, at their conquest, dominated your people. And you got to read about it, do an essay about it, and with a smile. But like I said before, when it comes to these race soldiers, shout out Tariq, shout out Phil from the Vice TV. You guys encourage brothers like me to get back in the sideline because I used to do this for years. But like I said, You know, you in Chicago, it's a different animal. You can't really tell it like it is. I'm just glad you guys got enough heat from the people that you connected with Chicago, surrounding area, that can tell you the same thing that I'm about to tell you. This is not us. This is not us that's doing all of this mass shooting, and ladies and gentlemen. This is not us that's shooting people senselessly like we lost our damn mind. That you can't solve a mystery. Because every last one of the cases that we did something, the police knew. Because anywhere will tell you, is cameras all over this place. The camera can zero in and can see your zip. That's how strong these lenses are. These satellites are. The informers, the snitch, the police. Too many police that's in our neighborhood. To be completely honest with you. But when it come down to the mass shooting, nobody's seen or heard nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because these are race soldiers that's carefully skilled and crafted on where they place their people, what they're doing, how they saying it, how they place it to purge on the weekend. You notice all these holidays, when there's a lot of black people gathered, they're coming to shoot. They coming to do something to disrupt us and make us feel. That's why a lot of us stay in the house, go to work, go to school, mind your business. That's that. And that's the truth. A lot of our youth is doing bad. No question about it. Nobody taking it from there. But you can't say we're doing that. Talk to all of the ones that get on TV. Like a G Herbo, Twister. They'd say, yeah, Chicago, that, it's like that. But it ain't like that. Chief Keef tell you that. Lil Herb will tell you that. It ain't like that, no. Chicago's the third largest city in all the states. Chicago got everything to offer that any state got to offer, any city got to offer, pound for pound, weight for weight. But the problem is in here is segregation, redlining, racial discrimination, cooning and buffooning, Uncle Toms who sell us out. And when it comes down to these politicians, we don't hold them to their feet to the fire. That's why a lot of people think these cushy politicians got an easy job, because a lot of them don't be held accountable. Because us as a people have very little confidence and faith in the whole thing anyway, because we know it's rigged. Whether you talking about liberal, whether you talking about conservative, whether you talking about lefty, righty, blue state, red state, upstate, downstate, racism still the same thing, man. Because the Democrat did just as bad as Republicans and vice versa. It's reeking from its core of white supremacy. Period. Period, man. There is no. And that's the real issue. You ask anybody from Chicago after this video, they will tell you the same thing. Chicago got a serious problem with racism. Then the Uncle Toms and the sellouts and the go-getters think, oh, it's because if I talk this way, if I live this way, and if I eat this way, and I go drive this way, you still get racist discriminated. Don't you know it's a different shift now? All this race soldier stuff, all this passive aggressive things they doing to attack us in the medical field, in the food, with our medicine, in the air. You know, can't you tell it's a whole different dynamic now? It's a whole different shift now. It's like now they're reckless. They don't even care about the cameras as a whole. They don't even camera. They don't care. They got all these weapons and knives and stuff and itching and scratching to come try it on some soft target in Chicago. Some mentally challenged person, some elderly person, some child, some girl who probably was doing something they had no business doing or being somewhere like that. And here they gonna say, well, since they was doing wrong, let me get them. That justified. He was jaywalking. That was justifying what I was doing. We got a cop on camera on the Advice show would tell you how bad he was treating those children. He would tell you how bad that the stuff that he was saying to those kids. And telling you, those were men talking to children that's supposed to serve and protect the children. Talking to children like they're nobody. So how do you expect a child from the hood, from the community, to take a police officer by his name? Especially us. Because we know it's only going to be up to us. And we got to go. But it's only up to us to want to get involved. So shout out to Inglewood, Roseland, Pilsen, all of the areas from the low end, the wild hundreds. I see you. And they would tell you, yeah, we doing this and that. Nobody take it from that. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And we're better than this. But because of the fear of retaliation, no one wants to get involved. So, I would like to hear your comments, ladies and gentlemen. Those who hear the voice, don't just watch this video and don't comment, don't say anything about it. I need to hear feedback. Especially those who know people in Chicago. And they would say, yeah, Chicago was rough. Yeah, Chicago was all of that. Chicago do this and that. Yeah, some crazy wild people there. But we ain't doing that stuff. No, we ain't doing that. No. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, we doing that. Yep, we own that, but not that. Yeah, is they thugging? Yes, they are. No question. They shooting? Yes, they are. They shoot a little bit, then they quiet down. But all this purging, all this mass shooting, all these unsolved myths with all these cameras around, somebody should be fired. But they're not going to bring in the National Guard. So everybody talking about they're going to bring the marshal. They're not going to do that. Because that'll spoil a lot of white supremacists' fun. That'll stop their momentum of what they got going on. Because like I said before, they got Arthur Jones and various openly racist people that's saying that black people is nothing, is inferior, and this and that. They're the ones over the school system. They's the ones that's over the Food and Drug Administration. Those are the ones that's passing out the wicked medicine that keep us even more destroyed. They're the ones that's in the food department when it comes to passing laws down. They the one controlling what we eat, what we drink, what we breathe, everything. If we don't start loving one another for real, because I refuse to believe that every so-called black man or Hispanic man or woman hate one another as bad as they want to portray us to. I don't believe that. Yeah, we got a lot of coons and buffoons and self-hate and spirit-beating. People go to sleep with master's boot and their dreams and in his mouth. We get that. But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people like me and you who fed up. You know, you got nieces and nephews. Don't leave it up to whoever that is. You see about them. You do something about it. I encourage you to do a video. I encourage you to spread them. I encourage you to keep doing what you doing. I encourage you that. And regardless, you ain't got to be from Chicago. But I'm just using this Chicago because everybody wants, this and that, Chirac. Yeah, they own some of that too. Because it's big money to talk about more police. It's big money to talk about mass incarceration. It's big money to talk about vaccinations. It's big money to talk about the lack of high school dropouts and illiteracy and mental illness. Because we get to dope them up. So make them even more incompetent. I got videos of people saying how by the time the child is 1 to 3 years old, his brain is already fried. So you got a lot of kids who struggling with ADHD, dyslexia, mental whatever, trying to function in this crazy society. And I have to say everybody, regardless of race on this one, because to some degree the supremacists don't even care if it's affecting their own people. Because they only care about one stream of their bloodline. And if you don't come from that bloodline, they don't value you. So yes, they do include some white people too. But most white people are not going to get involved in our fight. Because for one, they're going to say it's not their fight. It got nothing to do with us. You know, and rightfully so. We get that. But keep your opinion to yourself, because you know in your community, your stuff is just as jacked up as ours. It's just the camera's not on you. The white supremacists, you're going to get found out. You're going to get exposed. Because you know why? You're arrogant and you're sloppy. And somehow, some way, all of this going to be found out. And I know you're proud. And I know you think because you know this and that. And yep, you too. Going to get found out. Because we're sick as tired of hearing about Chiraq. This is Chicago. And we live here. And we love it here. And we making the best of it. You know, we making the best of it. Not looking to harm nobody. Not looking to do any. This video is not about hate. Anybody meticulous or think this is about hate or anything like that, you're not listening. You're not paying attention. Because maybe you the one I'm talking about purging. Maybe you the one I know that someone who's doing something bad to us and not saying or doing nothing about it, because maybe you got hate in your heart. Maybe you got fear that what we might become, that got nothing to do with us. Because you never heard of us going in anyone's neighborhood. I mean, you can go on all kind of YouTubes of them disguising as us committing murders, committing rape, committing robberies. Yeah, we got to probably sprinkle a couple of knuckleheads do it, but that volume line to overwhelm is you guys. The Advice TVs, Tariq Rashid, and various others already point that out. So this is more like a video for those brothers and sisters that's on the front line holding it down. I really appreciate your content, who you are. I know you guys get a lot of hate. I know you guys get a lot of people pointing the finger, even from us. Swirlers, Uncle Tom's, bootleggers. Figures we shut up and go away. Listen, Uncle Tom. Listen, scared Negro. Regardless if I say something about this or not, this going down regardless what you think, how you feel, who you are, who you think you are. They are out here. Regardless of white nationalists, outright oath keepers, all of that. There's so many Aryan Knights, KKK. There's so many politicians, police officers, committeemen, businessmen, entrepreneurs, especially in real estate. And you know this. So I'm going to make another video in the very, very near future. But like I said, this video was about Chicago. It was about the brothers and sisters that need to get more involved in your community, with your family and friends, the ones you know that are soft targets regardless of the situation, because all of us are soft targets, whether we like it or not. Anybody can get it. So this not about how tough you are, or none of that. Oh, none of that. It's about protecting our own. If we don't have value in our own, like what they did in New York, in Brooklyn, and I'm going to say this before I get off here, that right there was terrible, what happened to those young ladies and their grandmother. And to see black women go in there and try to pray with the very people who disrespected yours, your people, is disgusting. And this is why nobody as a people respect us, because we're quick to kiss the boot. We're quick to say, you know what, I'm tired. But they're going to keep doing it because why? You're going to get that few dollars in your pocket and ready to coon and buffoon and tap dance for master, and they're going to continue to do it.